Hey everybody, welcome back to another JT Art video. So today, I'm using quite a smaller canvas, and reason for this is we're going to do something different today. We're going to actually do a bird in his or hers nest. So we're going to have a bird's nest, a bird, and we're going to do a painting of a cardinal today. I haven't done one of these in a while, so wish me luck on that. So we're gonna some of this red here. We're gonna thinking because they're a little bit more darker up here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that red in there, and I'm using a deep red here. I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna go okay, go down again, down like this. Okay, I'm gonna go over to our, this is a lighter red I'm gonna use. I'm gonna mix that in with our deep red here. I'm gonna do this here. And I'll add some highlights to this when I get through this part here. Just gonna go these strokes back and forth here. We're gonna go downwards, almost like you're flicking the paint. So I'm gonna go back into deep red here. What I'm doing is I'm essentially just making that, adding deep red and mixing it with a little bit of that. I'm gonna add just a tad bit of white. Using a heavy body white here, guys, so keep that in mind. Okay, so add some highlights here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of white here. Okay, there we go. So adding a bit of white here. Go into our deep red again. Go down like this. I'm using some deep red again. Okay, go back to the deep red. Do these downward strokes when you're doing this as well. Okay, I'm gonna go upwards like this. Okay. So now we're gonna go into our lamp black here. We're gonna do a little bit of highlights in here. Because I mixed a heavy body on it, that black will just sit on top of the red, and that's kind of what I'm going for here. So okay, we'll just sit on top of there. Just have that sit there for a bit. That's why I put heavy body in. It's a thick paint, so it will stick better. Okay, now we're gonna go over to white here. Just do white. I'm using the same dirty brush, you guys. Mix that in with some white. Okay, I'm gonna do strokes. And right now I'm just making the feathers here. I'm just kind of making all these like tiny little waves in here. Okay. Go back into deep red. Just for that to go over that. back into black. Looking pretty good. Go back into white here, and what I'm going to do with the white now, I'm going to do these lights, like a little bit of light in there. It's just light strokes, see? Just a little bit of light. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back into black now. Kind of layering this. There we go. Making these streaks in here. Just thickening that area up a little bit. All right, there we go. Now, I'm gonna add a little black up in here. There we go. Good so far. So, go into our nice bright red. I'm gonna mix that in with a little black. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna add, I'm just gonna make some, do it a little bit here. Okay, so now we have that done, grab a smaller brush here, go into plain lamp black here. We're just gonna cover this area right here with black. Downward strokes as so, you can see there. Leave a little area in there, like a little, almost like spot in there. I would do that. Go back to lamp black here. Fill some of that in. Okay, that's now done. So one way you can do this, because I want an area a little lighter than that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of white, add some lamp black to it. Basically what I'm going to do is do a thinner layer, almost like a, not quite a grayish color, but basically like a lighter black, if that makes sense. Okay, I got that little white there, so now I'm going to go into our black here. Okay, I'm gonna do black, but I'm also gonna okay. So that's looking pretty good so far. Let me add just a tiny bit of white, just the smallest amount here. There. We'll go back into black here again. Some of our lamp black we have here. Just fill in some areas, fill in some spots. I'm also adding a little white in there. A little white in the streaks. to white. Go. Go there. Now that looks pretty good. Now for the beak, I'm gonna probably do like an orange beak. Not quite orange. I'm gonna use some of this yellow deep, this deep yellow here. And I'm gonna use a scratchy brush this time, one of our good scratchers. Add a little white to this here. But a little black gets in there, that's okay. So that creates almost like a little shadow in there, which I kind of like, so we can keep it. So, okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit more highlights in here. Use the scratchy brush again. Add some white. I got a little yellow in there, which will be good. Okay. Deep red. I'm gonna do another layer over top of this, so I'm gonna go back to deep red. Light red, I mean. Excuse me. Okay. Go down, go up, go down, go up. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to some deep red. If you see very closely, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this area darker than the rest. So I'm trying to get this kind of nice and dark. Okay, I'm gonna do a little light here. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna get another brush, another one of my old bigger scratchy brushes. I got a little bit of white here. Do is I'm just gonna streak that in. Okay. There's a little black in here. Okay. I'm gonna do maybe just a little bit of black here. Okay. Consider that pretty good. So I'm gonna go back into our old friend, the light red here, and I got that mixed with some dark at this point. So I'm gonna So I'm gonna go back into that with some white. Just brighten this area up a little bit right here. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to our black here, add a little red in here. A little bit more of that deep red, a little bit of light red. Go back to white. Scratched in a little bit of that white. Black. Okay. So I think what I'll probably do is here, and I'll probably do this really quick before I get to part 2 of this. Is what I'll do is I'll go with another brush and maybe just add a little more red in here. Mixing in a little titanium white, heavy body, so that it will just sit on there. So go back to some red. I'm using quite a bit here because I want this to sit. So, and hopefully it will. So. Okay, I'm gonna go white. Back to white again, a little bit there. Gonna go black here. Couple spots of black. Okay, so there's the Cardinal there. You know what? I might actually fix this area just a little bit because this is a little too black. So, yeah. Let me go up a little bit. Okay. So there's our Cardinal there. I'm a big Cardinal there. So next we'll do the trees here in our bird's nest. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.